Breaking news, and as well, good news from a reliable source. Nnamdi Kanu's appeal sentence have been accepted. And according to the close ally, this information is from a very, very well detailed investigative journalist, that the Court of Appeal is set to quash the judgment of Injustice James Omotosho of the Fulani High Court. And according to the information, they said it is signed and sealed. So, but when I say it now, some people will come and tell me now, must you say everything to the public? My brother, whatever I have gotten to my ear is no more a secret. And besides, to quash the judgment of Injustice James Omotosho can never be a secret, can never be something that, let us hide it so that the world will not hear it. Because the judgment, me and you know it is faulted. The judgment, me and you know, does not, in fact, it have no any room to stand before any, even a madman self can never pass such judgment. So it is no more a secret. Don't even give me that look. Why must we say anything on the general public? My brother, every message that have entered public is for public consumption. So this one is just to give hope to most of our brothers who have seemed to be hopeless since the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. There is still hope, my brother. There is still hope, my sister. Hold on to your faith. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. And no fit help. Chief priest gives reason for supporting Tinubu despite Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration. Why Southeast matters to Tinubu's administration. The chairman of Boko Haram defender in Enugu State. And our people say, anyway, let me not talk too much, so that another daughter say I talk too much. Maybe we just leave and there. The convicted leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has filed a 22-ground appeal challenging the November 20th, 2025 judgment of the Fulani High Court, which sentenced him to life imprisonment for terrorism-related offenses. Nigeria News report that Kanu was convicted on a 7-count terrorism charge preferred against him by the Fulani government. In the notice of appeal, which he personally signed, Kanu agreed that the trial judge, Injustice James Omotosho, erred in the law and that the proceedings resulted in a grave miscarriage of justice. In his first ground of appeal, Kanu contended that the trial court failed to resolve the legal consequences of the disruption of his earlier trial following the September 2017 military operation known as Operation Python Dance 2. He told the Appellate Court that his residence at Afara Uku Ibeku in Abia State was invaded by the state agents during the operation, leading to death, destruction, and collapse of the original trial process. The said operation resulted in death and destruction and triggered disruption of the earlier proceedings, he stated. According to Nnamdi Kanu, the trial court ought to have first determined the legal effect of that disruption on the competence of the case before taking evidence and delivering judgment. The judgment conviction was delivered on the 20th of November 2025, notwithstanding the unresolved foundational competence issues, Kanu said. Kanu further argued that the Injustice Omotosho erred in law by proceeding with a trial and judgment without hearing and determining his pending preliminary objection, which challenged the competence of the proceedings on jurisdictional grounds. The learned trial judge did not hear to determine the objection. The court proceeded with evidence and delivered judgment while the objection remained pending and undetermined, he argued. In another ground of appeal, Kanu maintained that the trial court proceeded to judgment and convicted him while his bail application was still pending, a development, he said, undermined the fairness of trial. The IPOB leader also faulted the sentencing process, arguing that the court imposed sentence without taking his allocutus the opportunity for a convicted person to address the court in mitigation. Upon conviction, the appellate court was not afforded the opportunity to address the court in mitigation allocutus. Sentence was imposed without allocutus. The court did not consider relevant mitigation or sentencing factors, he said. Kanu further described the sentencing as executive and unlawful. Kanu ordered the Court of Appeal to quash his conviction on all counts in the charge marked FHC/ABJ/CR/383/2015. He also sought an order setting aside the sentences imposed by the Fulani High Court and an order of the Honorable Court of Appeal discharging and acquitting the appellate in the respect of all the courts. The IPOB leader informed the appellate court of his intention to be physically present during the hearing of the appeal. I desire to put my case and argument into writing and also adopt my argument orally in the court on the hearing of appeal, he stated, adding that he may conduct the appeal in person. I know fit help. Governor Chief Priest, the baby elephant, gives reasons for supporting Tinubu despite Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration and his earlier stand. Nigerian socialite Okechukwu Pascal, better known as Chief Priest, has declared that he cannot help secure the release of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, while not being in the ruling All Progressive Congress, or rather All Poverty Congress, APC. Nigeria News report that Chief Priest made this known while responding to a social media critic, Very Dark Black Man, who called him out for working with a political support group for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election. VDM via his social media page shared a video showing members of Tinubu's support group, including Chief Priest, meeting with the Imo State Governor, Hopeless Uzodinjo. VDM opined that Chief Priest is hypocritical in his support for the APC while referencing the social media post the socialite made in November of 2025, in which he spoke directly to Tinubu, saying the ruling party will not secure up to 10,000 votes in the southeast during the upcoming 2027 presidential selection if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in prison. The social media critic questioned Chief Priest's campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu despite Kanu still being in prison. According to VDM, the Chief Priest and the other Southeast leaders have gone silent on their calls for Kanu's release and are now pursuing personal gain. In response, Chief Priest, in a post shared on his Insta stories, said he cannot help Nnamdi Kanu, stressing that he had always been an APC member. He stated that his father, Governor Uzodinma, has worked hard for him in the APC and will support Tinubu's election, adding that he will be seeking to run for a seat in the House of Representatives. He wrote, "At Very Dark Man, I know fit help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from opposition. I have always been an APC member. My father, Governor Hopu, has worked so hard on APC for me not to support him as Director General Renewed Hope. Last election as special advisor to Governor Hope, I worked for Peter Obi, but this time I dey work with Asiwaju. Myself, I dey run Federal House for my constituency under APC." Everybody is running into politics for their own selfish interests, not for you. Any of them that make any comment on the social media over the Southeast or the Biafrans is doing so just to get cheap popularity and also to buy the minds and hearts of Igbo people, knowing fully well that now very small thing they use to convince us to follow them. All these idiots jumping up and down, whenever they need our support, whenever they want to market their useless products, they will remember the Igbos. Then when they reach the national unity or to share the national cake, it becomes their personal business. You are not working for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to climb the ladder, and then you did the same way Chukwuma Charles Soludo did, because Charles Soludo of 2021, when they were doing debate in Oka, 2021, when he went to, like a kind of debate before the general election of the governorship, Chukwumacha Soludo, they asked him about IPOB. He made it categorically clear that everybody knows what the IPOB is what they are agitating for. So the best thing to do is to have a dialogue and also to provide them whatever they need. And that is the end of it. Okay, Chukwumacha Soludo down to from 2021 and 2026 becomes a different thing. It becomes Nnamdi Kanu cannot enter security. Anybody who does not come to market, I will lock your shop, because the government owns the market and owns you and owns everything about you. Even if you are paying them tax, they said you don't matter to the society because you are not among the elites. So all of them, I repeat, all of them, including Abaribe, the one that you feel maybe is speaking the mind of the people, all of them might just have an inner caucus meeting and present him as an opposition to be countering whatever they said. But when they go in, just like Manamaranehu, Gwampete Nazu, they will come to your front and laugh with you. But when they go to the back, they will gash their teeth on you, or rather gnash their teeth on you. That is exactly the kind of politicians we have, or rather the kind of imbeciles we are living with as politicians or political leaders in the southeast of Nigeria. Anyway, my people, let me not waste much of your time, because they say time is money. We have another programs that we're going to bring to our pages and channels today. So please stay up to date. And make sure you keep sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Have a nice day, and may the good Lord continue to bless us all. Kachineke mezi okwu.